What are the top 10 rides at Motiongate Dubai? Number 10.
Make sure your proton guns are ready to fire. I've got to go check on something.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you going to call? The Ghostbusters, of course. And on our first attraction, you will be able to become an honorary Ghostbuster for a one-of-a-kind trip around the Big Apple. And I hope you are all competitive, as in addition to your very cute eco vehicle heading around many iconic scenes, all full of ghosts, ghouls, and of course, giant marshmallows. You'll be turning your friends into frenemies due to you building up points with every ghost captured. So the question is, who in your group will save New York and, more importantly, become the Ghostbusters champion? Number 9.
Welcome to Hornet, Transylvania.
If Ghostbusters was a little too spooktacular for you, then it is best to look away now, as next up we will be checking into none other than Hotel Transylvania.
Privacy, please.
And at the same time, we will not be heading around New York City blasting ghosts. Some would argue that a night here is more insane. With along your way down the corridors and into the rooms, you'll quite literally meet every monster imaginable.
Are you sure this is how you make cupcakes?
No, I am not talking about the friends that you interact with. Rather Drac, Mavis, Werewolf, Mummy, and so on, all before you have a huge party, completing your stay with a bang. Number 8.
You settle down because your mom and dad are going to put on a show for us. This is the story of how your mother and I met.
Who here loves Shrek? And who here likes puppet shows? Well, of course, you love both. And so you should most definitely take a trip into the land of Far Far Away for the most Shrek-tacular puppet show around.
Is this not the most perfect kingdom of all? They are Cinderella, Snow White, and Princess Fiona. Now we need to find a fool to go fetch her for me.
Don't believe me though? Take a ride for yourselves. As similar to the magic of first watching the movies on a whole new scale, you will make your way around the lands, experiencing every scene upon Shrek's quest, just in puppet form.
Yeah, before they burst into flames.
What kind of knight are you?
One of a kind.
And personally, I think the puppet idea is so much better than just blatantly copying the movie with animatronics as amongst it, making the cardboard backgrounds and more simple movements on the figures look more realistic. It creates a totally unique adventure that you will not find elsewhere.
That's the way it happened. The end.
Number 7. From battling ghosts in the heart of New York, to a hotel stay like no other, to experiencing the most Shrektacular puppet show of all time, we sure have had some awesome adventures. And it is only getting awesomer with our next attraction, Dragon Gliders.
Alright, Toothless, how about a little light?
But be warned that a flight on the glider is not as easy as one may think, because even though from first sight it may just look like another dark ride full of many how to train your dragon scenes.
We're leaving now.
Alright, people, you heard the lady, time to go.
On this adventure, you will not only be watching Hiccup and Toothless glide through the sky, but rather join them with your glider, soaring both around such scenes and, best of all, above the land itself.
Hands up, hands up, hands up!
Number 6. Are you feeling wild yet? No? Well then, I think it is now time for you lot to join the circus, because coming up next is none other than Madagascar Mad Persuit. Motiongate's 51 miles per hour launched family coaster. And I know that no matter whether you are a Shrek puppet show kind of guest or a capital bullet train thrill seeker, everyone will come off this with a smile as well as a scream on their face. Number 5. Now, anyone who has watched Zombieland will remember that iconic scene when Wichita and Little Rock ride that petrifying shot tower. And as you can probably see on Blastoff, you too can experience exactly that. Can you handle the 58-meter shots, drops, and bounces though? We would love to know in the comment section below. Number 4. One thing that is becoming obvious now that we have entered into the top 5 territory is that we are leaving the family dark rides behind for the thrills. However, even though we find rides like the Green Hornet better, it does not always mean you should ride them first, as with this one being a very common type of roller coaster. If you haven't got time to do everything, we would in fact suggest doing the more unique ones first before flying with the Hornet. Number 3. For anyone who has not seen Now You See Me, it is a movie about 4 street magicians who are chased by the authorities after robbing a huge sum of money. And there is no more fitting ride for this soon-to-be trio of films than a spinning coaster. If you are currently going, Tom, what is a spinning coaster? Hold on tight. Because believe it or not, you'll race around all of those thrilling coaster elements whilst also spinning around freely. And that is an experience you nor your stomach will never forget. Number 2. That whole you nor your stomach will never forget thingy also applies to our next attraction. Yet more the stomach part than you, as John Wick is without a doubt the most intense ride at Motiongate. As no matter how dizzy you think this is, it just exceeds it. Because once you have made it through the Continental, you will board a car that, in a nutshell, flips freely upside down, this time whilst heading around a droppy, bouncy marble run. And you do not need to be John Wick to know this is insane. And number 1. Where do I begin when talking about Capital Bullet Train? It is not the best themed, it is not the most intense, and it is not even the fastest. However, by 12 districts it is the best. And therefore, instead of talking about everything that makes it so much better than the rest, let me just say a trip would be nowhere near complete without it.